wherever you go. It's a brotherhood. And I can learn from them. I hope I've taught them something. And but that's it.
My drive has come is you see what you are getting right now. I started, like I said, I started from the bottom and worked myself up to the top. If we have a problem at the bottom, I've been there. I know how to handle it. I do the budget every year. I know how to do the budget. I know the commission court. So with me, you won't have to change anything. We can go right in from day one, and I'm ready from day one to keep the Smith County Sheriff Office going. One of the top law enforcement agencies in the state of Texas. I keep hopping on that. One of the top law enforcement in the state of Texas, and we don't need to change.
As I said, I've been the game warden here for many years, the majority of my career, and what drives me is to continue to serve the good folks that I know out here in this county. I love this county. I love the people. I want to continue to serve, not hunting, fishing, water safety anymore, but in a bigger capacity. I want to continue to serve. I've thrust myself out there. And secondly, is because this community has been so good to me and my family, and especially my special needs son. You know, many years ago, and these guys have heard that story, and I don't want to bore them, and it's not a crutch, but, you know, we had a special needs son born early. We had many problems in Dallas. This community rallied around us, helped us spiritually, emotionally, financially. We got back here, had mounting insurance, medical expenses. We had fundraisers. The Harley Long Riders did an event for us, golf tournament fundraisers, poker runs on the lake. Man, I am good at what I do in law enforcement, and I want to bring this kind. I know the shortcomings we have as a sheriff's office. And I have strong convictions about what I'm doing, and I do want to bring a fresh start to this county because I believe in what I'm doing.
Again, I'm good at what I've done in law enforcement. I've done a lot more. The homicides, the rapes, the robberies, the burglaries, the forgeries, the kidnappings, the arson, the explosive cases, the drug cases. I've done it from start to finish with the Gray County Sheriff's Department, the Drug Enforcement Administration, and with ATL. I can bring all that to the table with me to help me lead the law enforcement people we have now, the good men and women that are already at the Sheriff's Office that need a little bit of leadership.
This question is from Mr. Garmon. It's from Lennon Watson and Sarah LaCrae, actually. If elected, how will you better our jail system for both the employees and the inmates?
Well, I think the bond just was passed, the $35 million bond just passed. I think that's going to help. You know, we have jail inspectors every year. We had never, since I've been the chief deputy, had never not passed our jail inspection. You can read about all the rest of the counties around us, always don't pass for some reason. The only reason that we even got sanctioned one time because it's overcrowded, which I don't, and there's nothing I can do about that. So I think the public just did it. I'm constantly working with the architects on our new jail. Matter of fact, Tuesday morning I'm flying out going to Atlanta, Georgia with the architects on our new jails. We got great people working in the jail, and that's the only thing, the condition of the jail they have to work in. So that's what we are working on now with the commission court to make that better for them to work in. So we are trying everything that we can to make Smith County Jail the most place to work at.
Green?
You know, I agree with Bobby. Listen, Gary Pinkerton's back here. He's administrator of the jail. He's really good at what he does. You know, I know he's the guru of that jail. He teaches jail standards. Does a good job. You know, I've been in that jail. It's pretty nasty. There's a lot of issues. You know, I was a breath test operator for alcohol violations. You know, sometimes we couldn't get a good read, you know, because there was problems in that jail. But he does a good job. They pass inspection, but there's other issues. You know, we have employees that we have jailers that are smuggling in cell phones, smuggling in narcotics. Man, we need to staff down there that's gonna watch these people. Make their jail rounds, make sure no one's passed out or aspirated. We need, I've been in there, I've seen it. I think they've stopped smoking now, but, I mean, I don't smoke, and it's a health hazard just to be in there. We need to clean that place up a little bit. It's old, we've got a new one coming, but it's not gonna house everybody in the new one.
I agree that Gary Pinker is a great jail commander on a day-to-day operation of the jail. But what I disagree with is we've been out of compliance, not out of compliance, but we've been overcrowded since 2005. It took to now to get a new jail built. It's an embarrassment to me as a taxpayer to put our inmates over off in Drake County, Upshur County, Henderson County over here. You've got to be able to look ahead, look at what's coming, and know what to do about it. You have to plan ahead. And then also the jail being about 70% of the budget, there is also the biggest place for savings is in the jail, and I have some good ideas on how to do that.
Ladies and gentlemen, my opponent can get up and tell you about a jail. They had never been past bookend of a jail. They don't know a clue about running a jail. So I can't believe they get up and tell you about a jail. They don't know. They had never been past the bookend. Like I said, we pass every year our jail inspector. I can have no control on the overcrowded. The commission court wanted to do the funding.
These are no particular order, not really in order here, but this question comes from Katie Carrell, who's one of our students. He wants to know, will you make any policy changes toward a more environmentally friendly community workplace on the green?
Is that question for me?
Yes, sir.
Thanks. Yeah, I think, I've been retired since September, so I haven't arrested or booked in anybody, but I've certainly been further than the book-in process in the jail. Environmentally friendly, cut down the smoking. We have a lot of, you don't even get hired into the jail unless you smoke, because if you don't, then you're not going to stay there very long, because it's horrendous up there, especially when they're shipping them off to TJC and leaving 4 cigarettes apiece in their mouth, all standing in line. It's hard to go through. But environmentally, yeah, we need to be a lot more friendly. We need to change those air ducts, and we certainly need to cut out smoking. If it hadn't already, we're certainly going to cut out smoking. So, does that answer your question?
If some of the candidates would keep up with what's going on at the sheriff's office now, they would know that smoking was outlawed in the jail 3 months ago. Environmentally friendly, if we have, and I think where you're going is, green is probably the vehicles we're using, things like that would be part of it. You could be more user-friendly if we didn't have so many gas guzzling pickups out here on patrol. If you get some more economical vehicles, something that will perform with what you have to do. The new police package Caprice is one of the better ones now, but they get much better fuel mileage and less emissions and everything than these pickups and things like that. But there's room for improvement in a lot of different locations there.
Yes, I think Smith County Max Security Jail was built for 256 people. We feel that we are feeding over 3,000 meals a day out of that kitchen. We book in and book out over 13,000 people a year out of that jail. We're built for 276 people. Yes, I think it'd be a lot more friendly when we get this new jail built and new location where we're doing this. We're going to do kitchen and lunch room out to low risk, and we're taking our max security part, which costs high dollar now, and going to make an environment which is going to save us a lot more money. It's going to be a lot more environment for our people to work.
Well, as I stated earlier when I answered the question originally, I did say, Larry, that I think we've cut out smoking in the jail, but I wasn't for sure because I hadn't been up there booking any prisoners. And I'm glad they have. But, I mean, the applause wasn't, I mean, I just want to make sure it's being adhered to. And we need environmentally friendly jail like that for people that do have asthma problems. But he talked about the green vehicles. We've gone to that as a state. Natural gas vehicles, that's just not a very good idea.
This question is for you, Mr. Smith. This comes from Stephanie Smith. He wants to know, what is the biggest challenge facing the Smith County Sheriff's Department?
The biggest challenge, I believe, right now, from me going around out in the unincorporated part of the county, which is where the people's life, liberty, and property is the duty of the sheriff. What we're having right now, from many of them, all the way from Flint Gresham to Starville, all the way to Mount Silva, New Harmony, Sand Flat area, is sometimes taking an hour and a half to respond to a burglary call. We have to be better prepared to respond to the citizens who call in to the sheriff's office and need assistance. The people that call into that 911 or call into the sheriff's office dispatch, they wouldn't be calling you if they don't need you. They don't need you an hour and a half from now. They need you now. It's already bad enough that you're way that far out in the county. We've got to get our people spaced out in the county. I've looked at the roster of the sheriff's office, 43 patrol officers, not counting sergeants and lieutenants. There's easily enough to put 8 units in this 950 square miles and 209,000 people in this county right now. You have to get the people spaced out there. You can't come in all the way in from 1253 up by Highway 80 in the northwest part of the county to fill up with gas at Rhodes Bridge over here. You've got to trust these people to use gas cards and stuff to fill out here without being out of their patrol area for all this time. There's just so many simple things that will save money, make that sheriff's office more effective and more efficient than what are being done now. And again, it goes back to leadership.
Mr. Smith, I'm glad you brought that up. One of our biggest problems with our technology is when you call 911, our dispatcher has to go to 6 different keys, 3 different miles just get that call in. You brought up about the burger call. Sometimes it take an hour. Yes, we do. And we have that new technology. Yes, it'll help. But I'd rather to take an hour and go on a burger call than have something in progress, somebody getting shot, make something major happen in progress, trying to get to this burger call, but let someone get shot at, go ahead and get shot at. We send people these calls. Sometimes we have to take them off of a non-emergency call and send them to an emergency call all the time. Because sometimes, yes, it do take 45 minutes or whatever. You're talking about 990 square miles that we have to call, we have to go to. Sometimes we could be 30 miles from when we get the call to when we get to the call back.
Although Larry likes to gab me every now and then, I do agree with him. We have some dismal response times. And as I stated earlier, too top heavy. We're going to streamline, put more boots on the ground, covering this county. We have to have more boots on the ground. But that's not all. Communication is an issue. The city of Ark, those folks pay taxes. They don't even communicate with our 911. They communicate out of Overton, out of another county. Unacceptable. They just didn't have enough money to pay to play, if you will. So we're going to change that in Ark, I promise. I think there's an inconsistency with discipline. I think if you're not part of a group, then your discipline's different. I think a lot of the promotions are based on loyalty to the administration, not on job performance. So there's a lot of things that are issues out there that need to be addressed. And I promise you, I'm the sheriff that's going to do it.
I want to address just a minute talking about the patrol and CID and everybody working together and everything. One of the biggest fiascos of this, I'm not necessarily blaming it on Bobby. I want you to know that up front. But because the way it was put together was meant to be something good. The 911 center out on Spur 248. That's where every one of your patrol deputies' office is. I can't tell you how many times that when I worked at the sheriff's office before, I cleared cases from the briefing breaking up because we were in the same building. You can't work in different locations, and a cell phone is not a suitable substitute for that.
This question will be to Mr. Gorman. It's from Tyler Brunson. wants to know, much like the selection of vice president says a lot about the character, vision, and